Hey everybody, what's up? OCD Mikey, HiFi Guy here with another installment of the OCD Mikey, HiFi Guy show. And I am bringing to you my latest product that I will be offering to my clients, and to not spend too much time with all just the entry-level $2,000 stuff like that. I am bringing in and featuring today my latest premium brand, okay? And this will be my premium solid state amplifier brand, and just basically solid state equipment brand. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about this company. Okay, so this company has a 30+ year history in the industry. I prefer to align with companies that have long lineage of history in the industry, rather than these companies that just pop up from Poland or wherever, you know, that have just been around a couple of years, and they're from the Eastern Bloc countries and nobody knows who they are, and all of a sudden there's $50,000 amps on the scene and they're supposed to be the best, and there's no history with these companies. I prefer to go with like a long DNA bloodline. I prefer a good history, good provenance, and a strong bloodline of excellence with the company, so I know it's not just here today, gone tomorrow, and the whole time they railed everybody for $50,000 amplifiers. So we'll start the story back in the 1980s with Mr. Mark Levinson, and actually in the late 70s with Mark Levinson and Mark Levinson Audio Systems, otherwise known as MLAS. Mark Levinson Audio Systems. That was the Mark Levinson that built the name for the company that you see today. Okay, I'm talking about the man, not the company, the corporation, the entity, which is owned by Harman International. It's probably been bought by Samsung now or something like that. But the man has not been associated with the brand since the 80s. What happened was he sold his company. He sold Mark Levinson Audio Systems, and he went to form there was a small stint with Madrigal Labs, and then after Madrigal Labs was born Cello. Okay, C-E-L-L-O, like this thing, right? Cello. Okay. Mark created Cello, and Cello to this date goes down as the pinnacle of hi-fi. Okay, ask any expert, any person that's been doing this for 30, 40 years. It's pretty unanimous that Cello was the pinnacle of hi-fi design. Everything after that just sort of got homogenized and really didn't go for it the way Cello did. Look up Audio Palette and see what the Cello Audio Palette is. To this day, it is an absolute cult piece that is hard to find, that is probably worth more now than it was when it was new, and it is an EQ a la extraordinaire. You could, and he had a system where you could pull modules out and put in different, I mean, he had different sections for phono, for tape. They did tape machines and all this stuff that came from Mark Levinson, the MLAS. Bottom line was, these were guys at the forefront of hi-fi, creating the baddest ass stuff to date ever made in hi-fi. Everything now is just is different. The brand that I'm about to introduce to you is what became of Cello, because the name Cello went off, it was sold, but the actual designs, the IP, all the stuff from Cello, the Cello brand became Viola Labs, okay? And Viola Labs is my latest brand, and I'm going to introduce it to you today. This is a brand that has a long lineage of absolute excellence, and is, in my opinion, some of the top Class AB solid state designs there are yet still available, okay? And these are, it's not new breakthrough stuff, okay? What this is these are legacy designs that are at the forefront of the Class AB technology that is like, say, you know, if we were talking about cars, this would be like the 427 Cobra, okay? And this would be the actual original Cobra, not the well, how could we compare it? Because they don't make Cobras anymore. So maybe it's the Superformance, okay? And it's the one with the 427 side oiler, Scott Parmy, you know, or Steve Parmy rather, you know, like the engine builders. That's like the designers for this are like the Carroll Shelby or, you know, Steve Roush, you know, the real engine builders, the race builders that built cars for racing. This product is built for performance. And it's not brand new technology. This is the creme de la creme of legacy audio design. Okay, still important to many. This is the heavy stuff. This amp is 100. I'm going to show you a stereo amp that's 200 watts per channel that is 125 pounds. This is a choke regulated power supply, which is rarely found in amplifiers, especially in solid state amplifiers. And it is a Class AB design a la extraordinaire. $35,000 amplifier for 200 watts per channel. Okay, and there's a reason for it, and there's a reason in how it's built. This is legacy, bespoke, handcrafted, still made in USA, in Connecticut, and where many of these brands were born. So Viola Labs is one of these. Hang on a second and let me show you what I've got here. Viola Audio Laboratories. So here is the way the amp comes. It comes with a nice cover with an embroidered top. This is to protect your amps. This is in lieu of a cheap-ass plastic bag, okay? You can either get your amps that come with a garbage bag around them, or you can get your amps that come with nice fabric that's embroidered, that is that will last as long as the amp will, and that will never get torn or, you know, tore up the way a plastic bag does. Here is the Viola Labs Cadence Power Amplifier. This is 2 down from the top of the line. This here is the Cadence. This is 200 watts per channel, Class AB, with phenomenal sound, phenomenal brawn and might. This is the most beefy 200 watts you'll ever encounter, and that's 200 at 8. So you can see it's WBT, top of the line binding post, the next gens. We've got a ground, a float for the ground here. We've got our input, right, and we've got an output so we can daisy chain if we want. We can go to another amp so we can bi-amp, just piggybacking off this one, which is, that's a feature you don't see hardly at all. And we've got our stereo mono bridge, and we've got bi-amplification output so that we can run 2 pairs of speaker cables to bi-wire type or bi-amp type speakers. So here we go, Viola Audio Laboratories, New Haven, Connecticut. Supposed to have some killer pizza there, from what I hear. This amplifier is a dual mono amplifier. There's 2 power supplies, 2 completely independent power supplies, 2 completely independent amplifiers. So this is done in a traditional dual mono manner. So anyways, I will get back with the Viola Labs with this Cadence amplifier. You will see it on the 11stereo.com website. This is my latest brand. And again, I hand-pick these brands. These are brands with long lineage, not just latest fad trend brands, which you've seen many over the last years. These are the long-standing brands, just like Jeff Rowland and other playback designs that has a long lineage history all the way back to the 80s. That's like the things that I like to carry. So anyways, here is Viola Labs. Wanted to make this introduction, and I will be back later, and we can do a little listening. All right, see you.